Hello, Evan here. I'm gonna cut right to the chase here. Um, Listen, I'm gonna need you to validate your reality, okay? um, it is so important to recognize where you are so as to not be living in a state of undue resistance to what currently is. And it helps me to believe that all resistance is undue. This is gonna be funny, but it's undue because it undoes. It trips you up. It keeps you stuck. It holds you back. Um, well, that was an interesting way to start the video. I'm trying something new. Just giving you something to eat before I tell you about the rest of the feast of knowledge I have ready to serve up for you. But as with most videos, this is Monica. She's my teleprompter slash like script aid. And Tenzin, he's my camera slash telephone, and also this video is gonna be a help the world slash yourself video. Maybe some other topics like maybe emotional health or something like that. But that first one is key because I think it's really something that a lot of people can benefit from. So yeah, please validate your reality. All my aspiring conscious manifestors, I'm talking to you too. Most people still think what society tries to tell us to think, which is that you were born on a speeding train that will never stop for little old you, and that life is too hard and will never change. Or actually, I meant to say life is hard and will never change. That's what society sort of tries to tell us to think. From my perspective, what they really mean is that they make life harder than it absolutely needs to be, and they don't know how to live in any better of a way. Enter manifestation. It just like, it comes in like a flashlight shining down at the dark hole. It comes in like a flashlight shining down into the dark hole that you're like sitting in. And listen, I'm not here to clown something that works. That means manifestation. I am here to tell you that, like past me, you have been swindled into believing that you have to deny, suppress, and just blatantly deny. It's funny, I realized I just said deny twice, but like it just works. Like just to blatantly deny and invalidate your reality. And it helps me to believe that you do that because you're still under the conditioning that life unwaveringly obeys the law of inertia. Like that if it's bad, it stays bad. And in comes these people professing manifestation as yet another external savior that they serve up as the ladder to get you out of the hole you've been in. Valid. Yes, it's valid. But I don't think it's that helpful. Now that you may know why you feel the need to invalidate your current reality in favor of the newly manifested one, I must hit you with this tidbit. If you're ignoring where you are because you're so desperate to make a change, it actually creates a slightly stronger force that works against your more conscious manifestation and keeps you stuck where you desperately don't want to be. And vibrationally speaking, if you wanna tie this into like the energetic aspects of like how this dynamic can work, or often does work, like you aren't just chasing a new and better reality. You are also desperately running away from your current reality. That's a big difference. It's a huge difference, actually. Yeah. And I let you know that because I think if you understand it, it'll actually help you a lot more. It sure helped me. Um, uh, yeah, and so one way has all this determination, and pain and undue stress because you're still looking for salvation and love when it's something that has literally always been living inside of you. No amount of shame from others can alienate that essence out of you. It just doesn't help me to believe that, because like people have tried to do that with me and it didn't work. Even when I wanted it to work, even when I thought I'd be better off if they just like completely killed my hope. But every single time and all the dark times and all the darkest times of my life, it always came back. um, yeah, and so I was watching some stuff from Teal earlier. I think I'll put a link to the Instagram post that resonated with me in the description. And she was and Teal was saying that in order to put our best foot forward in life, we have to acknowledge everything about where we are and feel everything we have to feel about it. Good, bad, or good, bad, and neutral. Fancy finger work. um, in short, she said we have to get better at feeling. And it kind of works in a cyclical way because it's like in order to feel better, or a good way to feel better is to get better at feeling. And like feeling your feelings, it's like feeling what you actually feel inside. Um, but understand that if you feel what you feel, and I'm speaking from experience here, it won't become a bottomless pit like you think it will, or like your mind paints a picture of it being. Like the pit you feel so much fear about will become a storm that passes over as you choose to continue feeling it fully. If you're still emotionally present with it, like instead of like, it's funny, most people say like feel the fear and do it anyway, but oftentimes most of what people end up doing is that they try to feel the fear and then you just try to ignore it and then still try to do it anyway. And so it's cool and so from my perspective, it's cool that they tried, but it's not as effective because the fear could still trip you up if you don't take the time to feel it and let it guide you to what you actually want eventually. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, so the pit you fear will become a storm that passes over you as you continue feeling it fully. Now, here's where I tie it all back in. You hate your current reality. It's okay to admit that. In fact, I think it's necessary. Um, if you ask me, you should feel everything you feel about with the situation you're in and take all the time you need to see it for all that it is. And understand that what all you see now is literally not all that there is to see. Like in short, there's more out there. There's way more out there. Um, I sense that you know that if you're watching this video right now. So So in order to understand how your desired reality can exist at the same time as your current one, I'd like to introduce you to the I'd like to introduce you to the dimensional scale, particularly the lower half of it. I'm talking the first through 12th dimensions. Um, at, at least how I understand it. So, first dimension is just a line, it's linear. Second adds a perpendicular line that turns the first line into base, thus turning itself into height. Now you got a rectangle. And 3D adds depth. Now you got a cube. 4D is interesting because it's the first dimension that embodies and thus allows change. Something different can happen now. And now you got change over time. That's what the fourth dimension is. Time. Now, 5D, which a lot of my manifester audience and just like audience members, a lot of you manifestors out there have probably been hearing a lot about the fifth dimension lately. Excuse me. I know a lot of you have been hearing about the fifth dimension and fifth dimensional awareness lately. I know I sure have, and it definitely helped. And as far as understanding, it helps me to understand it this way. 5D represents possibility. It literally adds plurality to time itself. And so instead of having a timeline, you have multiple timelines that split off and branch off from each other. The reality of this dimension is the reality of choice. You can choose to have the life you actually want. Like you can choose. It's all about discernment. It's all about decide. It's all about like what are you going to do in this orb of possibility, as I call it. Yeah. Yeah, you can choose to have the life you actually want. Like this is the first dimension that your new consciously manifested reality comes within sight of you. It's like it's the first time where the place you are and the place you want to be are actually and finally within sight of each other. Um, 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 and when you're used to taking orders from some outside force, like a boss or a parent or like some person or some other person in a position of authority who like uses fear to try to control you and like determine and try to shape and determine your future. It becomes really hard to trust your heart to guide you through that orb of possibilities towards your manifestation that you can finally see in this dimension. But if you do choose a reality where you do follow your heart, you enter the sixth dimension. This is gonna be difficult. It's hard to describe, but I imagine it kind of like Saturn, an orb of possibility with a wide ring around it. I know Saturn has multiple rings, but for this example, let's just envision one ring. Or if it helps you more, like if you're aware that Jupiter actually has like a singular ring too, like switch out Saturn for Jupiter if it helps you. if it helps you to see it that way. But if not, if you're just used to Saturn being the only ringed planet, then just think of Saturn as this orb of possibility, which is the fifth dimension, and its rings as just one ring that that I'm going to explain now. Yeah, so the ring in this case is your life timeline. It's like you, like, like the ring goes like this, and basically like you're at one point right here. I'm on the ring, and then like a little bit later on in your life, maybe a few months or a few years into the future, your future self is doing just what you imagine they are. They're enjoying your new life, the one that you're consciously trying to manifest right now. Now, if you keep choosing to follow your heart in every moment you can think to do so, your heart and your feelings will guide you to what you want to have, and in a much less desperate way than trying to control everything around you because you don't feel in control of yourself. Now, if that's how you feel deep down, I don't blame you. I really don't. Like, honestly, like, experientially, I am incapable of blaming you for feeling that way. It's society's fault we're even in this collective mess. And it helps me to remember that as a species, we set the terms for how society and socialization can and should work. And we can just as simply change them. And again, in this case, I urge you not to conflate simple with easy, because like if it were easy, then it probably would have been done by now. But even if something isn't easy, it can still be simple. Now, I guess we're about to reach the end. Yeah, so here's the thing at the end of the day. So keep manifesting. I love to see it. And just understand that you can choose to feel the pain of your current life so that it can help you to understand what you want, one, and two, how to get that beautiful reality that you consciously manifested like into your life in such a way that you're experiencing it like in the now, like to where in order to envision it, you don't need 6-dimensional awareness. You actually just like you simply need like 3-dimensional or 4th-dimensional awareness, because you'll be in that space. And the way to do that is, or a way to do that, I won't pretend that I like have every single answer that there possibly is under the sun. I don't think anyone really like intellectually can, but like either way, at the end of the day, if it helps you to believe this, I invite you to believe it. If not, please drop it and go find something else that feels better to believe than this. Either way, I'd like to hear from you. If you noticed any sort of communication difficulties I experienced during this video, I would like for you to know that like I am autistic, and that means two things. Like the first thing is that communication is hard for me. Um, uh, uh, and the second thing that ties into that is that I am mind blind, which means I am really incapable of reading people's minds, especially in a social sense. And so I can't really tell what people are thinking unless they I can't really tell what you're thinking unless you actually like tell me what you're thinking, like in a written way or in a spoken way, or just like in some sort of like linguistic way that like is more direct than like body language or any sort of social cues or things like that. And so in light of that, um, uh, especially if you feel called to, I invite you to let me know what you think in a comment, and also just hey, and and also just understand that it's like um I welcome any sort of comment that people can give me, because I remember a time where I didn't have any comments. And so any comment that I get, even if a person thinks that any comment that I get, like I love seeing them. I will read them. I will almost certainly respond to them. And on top of that, I will also I welcome all types of comments, like whether someone thinks that they're good, bad, neutral, um, potentially indifferent. But either way, I'm trying to keep I'm trying to make it so this video is as short as I can make it. But either way, the thing is that like I just want you to understand that like I want to hear from you. Um, I struggle to connect with people, and that's another reason why I appreciate comments so much. Now, um, um, and now has come the time where I do my affirmations to you. I love you. I think that you're awesome. I am so glad that you exist among us today. I'll see you in the next video. And if you want to hear more about my perspective on like life and how we can help the world and how we can help ourselves and just emotional health in general, uh, I got a playlist right here. No, I got a video right here that's called like My Key to Life. It basically shows you the 4 tenets of My Key to Life. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera off now. I love you. You're awesome. Glad you exist. See you soon. Bye.